Right, so before we get into it, I see you. Press on that like button because this is the best 240 FPS capped Fortnite PC you will ever build. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more PC builds. And hey, come on, do your duty. Look at the freaking percentage. Like 5% only are subscribed. What's freaking holding you back? So hey, really guys, subscribe if you wanna, and actually if you like that video, press on that like button because that helps me a lot. Yeah, let's get to it. Right, my dudes, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. And today's gaming PC build is going to be one of the last few PC builds that are focused around Fortnite, because I think you'll not find anything better on a budget. And if there's any YouTuber watching or someone who's actually really into gaming PC builds, maybe leave your comment down below if you found something new. But for now, in my opinion, this is the best PC that you can build for Fortnite gaming and streaming. Actually, you can get 240 FPS locked on pubs because we have a really capable CPU. And when it comes to these stacked end games, you know, with a lot of people, I mean, what makes this game like the FPS drops so hard is the people in the freaking map, not the builds. And yeah, that's why. But you'll be getting around 120 to 130 frames per second. I mean, this is a pro level PC, and if you're able to get these 240 FPS capped, you know, experience out of it in pubs, you'll be able to get the same experience that any other pro level Fortnite player would get in these stacked end games, and you know, this really high level of Fortnite game. So without wasting any more time, these are PC parts that you will never hear from other YouTubers before, because I don't know why, but hey, let's get to it. So for the CPU, we're looking at a really interesting option, unique option, you know, that you haven't seen in anyone's, you know, build guide before, because it's actually really good, guys. We're looking at the Intel Core i7-10700. Now this is a 10th gen Intel CPU. I know a lot of people say the 10th gen CPUs doesn't give you the best, you know, value for money, and they actually don't. And this is not the reason why we went for it, but we went for it because Intel CPUs tend to perform really good in Fortnite games, and the 10th gen CPUs have really high IPC, and this one have really good clocks. We're looking at a turbo at around 4.6 GHz all cores, so it's actually more than enough for that game, and the IPC is really good, and this is what makes, you know, this CPU stand out when you compare it to a Ryzen 7 3700X or like a 3900X even, because this CPU performs better at gaming, and as you can see right now, it was able to hit like 240 frames per second locked. And there's another video, I'll leave a link down below to it. He was testing the same CPU at 900p low, and he was capping the frame rates at 144 frames per second, and he was playing that PvP, I believe 50v50 or something like that, and he was getting 144 frames locked. So this PC is actually more than capable. And these 50v50 or PvP battle modes in Fortnite are actually one of the most demanding, you know, modes. This is the second most demanding thing after arenas and stacked end games. You know, this game is actually more CPU dependent than GPU dependent. And when it comes to video editing or streaming, again, that's an 8-core 16-threaded CPU, so will not be held back by anything, you know, because it's really capable. It's for $330. It's not the best value for money, as I said, but there isn't any piece like CPU from AMD for that price that could give you this performance, and it's available most of the time. Like the 10600K, you'll need to get like a Z490 board, and then you'll need to get, you know, to get like a liquid CPU cooler or an air cooler, which will get the total cost like over $200 more than this 10700F and a compatible board. So that's why I really like it, and pretty much like trust me when I tell you this is one of the best CPUs that you can get for Fortnite right now. In the future it may be hold you back, but for now we're looking at 240 frames per second locked, so that's awesome. As for the board, we're looking at a B460m board. I believe it's from Gigabyte. It's for around $70. I mean, it's more than what you'd ever need for this PC. And the upgrade path, some people say it's not that good, and it's actually not that good because you don't get to use these K unlocked Intel CPUs. But you can still go with something like an i9-10900F once it drops, or something like an i9-10900. So yeah, and it will support the next gen Intel CPUs if they're actually good. So for now it gets the job done, and since you're not overclocking the CPU, and the CPU comes with the CPU cooler, so yeah, I guess this is what makes it a really good buy. It's for $70. It's more than enough again, and you cannot go wrong with it at all. If you want to go with the Z490 board, I'll leave a link down below, because you'll be able to use a higher frequency RAM and overclock your CPU, but then you'll have to go with like a 10700K. But maybe go with a Z490 now and upgrade to an unlocked CPU in the future. I'll leave that to you, but this one is more than enough. As for the RAM, we're looking at 16GB to 8GB sticks of DDR 3000 MHz RAM. Because again, this CPU doesn't support anything over 2933 MHz. But yeah, again, it gets the job done. 16 gigs is more than enough for gaming and even streaming with it. So yeah, you'll be having really good experience, and it's for $58, which is actually really cheap. I won't recommend you to go with anything over 3000 MHz unless you went with a Z490M board or something like that. As for the SSD, we're looking at an ADATA 512GB SSD, and again, it will say the things that we usually say about an SSD, which is you're getting these fast boot up times and loading speeds. If you don't want to go with an SSD, like you want a lot of storage, you can go with a 1TB WD hard drive and a 240GB SSD next to it. And I'll leave both options for you. I mean, this PC is all about options. So the first option, we have the GTX 1660 Super. It's a 6GB GPU, one of the best price performance GPUs on the market, as I usually say. It's really good, it gets the job done. You'll be getting, with all the three of these GPUs, 240 FPS locked. So you don't have to worry. But if you want something a bit faster from AMD, you can have the RX 5600 XT. But the caveat with it that it doesn't have NVIDIA encoder, and this is actually very critical if you are going to stream. Or you can go with a higher end GPU, the RTX 2060, and this is for around $300 right now. It's got ray tracing, so yeah, I would recommend for FORTNITE an RTX 2060 or 1660 Super. And the 5600 XT actually performs really good, but it depends on what you're gonna be doing with it. So yeah, it depends on what you want actually. As for the case, finally, the Cooler Master Q300L back in stock for around $50. And this case is really good. It's a really decent case and a very good looking case, and I really like it. I really want some case like that. So yeah, that's why I like it a lot. It's for $50, so you're getting what you're paying for. As for the power supply, I'll leave two options for you. And power supplies go out of stock really fast, and also they are terribly high in price. So yeah, whatever you find in stock right now, get it. To my eyes right now, I find the EVGA 600 watt 80 plus power supply for around $60, which is more than enough. And this P is very power efficient. Don't get fooled by this i7 CPU. It's not power hungry. It's like TDP is around 65 watts. So that's been it for that video, guys. Again, this is the best 240 FPS capped FORTNITE gaming PC. And if you bought a previous PC from the videos I made, let me know what was your experience with it. For now, again, this game is really CPU dependent, and the 10700 truly delivers. Yeah, that's been it. If you liked that video, press on that like button. A quick heads up, this is a really good PC for FORTNITE, but there are other PCs like you can get a lot of better performance out of it on other games like Red Dead Redemption, for example. You can get a Ryzen 5 3600 and RX 5700 and get a lot higher performance. But on FORTNITE, you'll not get this stable 240 FPS, as I said. So that's been it. Links will be down in the description. If you like that video, press the like button and press the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.